So I'm here now with Minhaz Moosa, and Minhaz is the founder of Intelligent Payroll. Great to meet you, Minhaz.
Great to
And
meet you, Mick.
yeah, looking forward to hearing all about Intelligent Payroll. Maybe you could start off by telling us why is it called Intelligent Payroll?
Yeah, sure. So the reason for the name and one of the reasons for setting up in business was a lot of the accountancy firms and payroll bureaus are very slow on change. I wanted to change that, and that's using different software automation to make payroll really more intelligent, and that's where the name came from.
Ah, brilliant. And what type of clients are you dealing with, and what are you doing
Um,
for them?
Yeah, sure. Anything from one employee or one director all the way up to, I think our largest is about 600 employees a week. And we manage their entire payroll process from start to finish, effectively becoming their payroll department. But we're much, much more than that with the software that we use, the automation that we bring in. It's a tried and tested method that works with well over 400 employers. And when a client does come to us and we bring those efficiencies in, they can see a quick cost saving across their payroll.
And what might you be doing differently that differentiates you from other payroll organizations?
Sure. So with us, the main thing that we realized for people that require payroll or directors or finance teams that want a payroll solution, if they are looking at outsourcing it, they want them to be responsive. That is the number one thing that they are looking for. We built our systems so that we can track how responsive that we are being, and our standard is a 2-hour response time to most queries. Normally they're much quicker than the 2 hours, but that's the kind of service level agreement that we provide. So that's the first thing, responsiveness. Second thing is software. Our software that we use is head and shoulders above anything out there in the market. It uses employee side and employer side, fully cloud-based, 24/7 access, built on the Azure framework, integrates with whatever you need it to integrate with, so into the existing stacks. And what we've done off the back of that is we've built our own automations. So effectively automating a lot of the manual work that accountants and other payroll bureaus do. We found a way to automate it within our system, so it just works. I always sell it as if Apple did payroll software, this is what it would look like. We also, we from a customer experience, you'll be able to see from our reviews, we've got 5-star reviews from every single one of our clients. We do regular catch-ups, regular calls, regular feedback, and our current NPS, Net Promoter Score, is pushing 95%.
Wow, that's very good. And for anyone that's listening or watching that doesn't realize, NPS 95, NPS score starts at -100 and goes up to maximum 100. So that's very, very strong. Well done. Hats off. So
Thank you.
what's it been like in the 5 years you've been in business? What kind of challenges have you had?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really, really good question. I think one of the major challenges, and I think it was a challenge for everyone, was COVID. And COVID presented an opportunity for us to go above and beyond for our clients with the furlough scheme. We had I think the total amount that we claimed back was above 10 million for our clients. And we had to make sure that we were on top of this to ensure the funds got to the client efficiently. Lots of overtime, lots of late nights, just to make sure that clients got what they needed throughout the difficult time, and making sure they could keep their businesses afloat. So I think that's the number one thing in the 5 years that has stood out. And I guess recruitment's been a journey. Thankfully, we've got absolutely amazing staff in. But as you're growing, as you get bigger, the right people is utmost important, that you surround yourself with the right people you want in the business, and building that team.
Good stuff. So looking forward, what are the challenges ahead?
Yeah, sure. So one of the main challenges that we have currently at the moment is obviously how we scale. So we are growing quite quickly, ensuring we can cope with that scale or the growth, and how do we manage that, and making sure our processes are all set up in a way that can support that. So that's the first thing, is coping with that growth. But the second thing, and more importantly, is AI, artificial intelligence, coming in with, obviously, I'm sure you know, ChatGPT and Google Bard and all these other new systems. We feel that we have been at the forefront of this. So we use AI in various parts of our businesses, sales being one of them that we have really pushed on. Which means we can be more efficient compared to other businesses in the same industry with using AI. So we were already on the automation point. We were pretty much automated as much as it could have been done internally. But now automation is, artificial intelligence is the next step, and we need to build that in. I think for all payroll companies up and down, it is going to disrupt the industry. You know, that is, it is going to happen. It's how do we ensure it happens so that you know, we can stay ahead of that curve and build that in. So we've already had conversations with various companies about the use of artificial intelligence within Intelligent Payroll, and going back to the name Intelligent, making sure we are being as efficient as possible with all the tools that are available to us. But yeah, that is really going to disrupt the payroll industry. And then finally, in terms of the future, I guess it's more software based. You know, we've come a long way with RTI, HMRC, and now, you know, you've got payroll software being effectively, we have using our software, we have clients across the world on their phones running payroll, checking reports, approving, making payments. And I think, you know, just a quick example, we had one last week where he was in a yacht in the middle of the Mediterranean, and he was approving the payroll. So you know, that kind of stuff is going to be really good as we get more into AI and how that can really help us.
And when you say you see AI disrupting your market, to what extent will it disrupt, do you think? What are some of the predictions you might have?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're already seeing a little bit of AI, and we've seen demos of this, and whether we want to introduce it within our business is a different story. But employee queries. So, for example, you know, the employee would go onto a chatbot, enter their basic information, ask the chatbot anything they wanted, and the chatbot would have access to the pay information, pay slips, and it could succinctly explain whatever the employee needs explaining. So why is my tax code this? You know, I should have been paid this, I should have been paid that. National insurance, how is it calculated? Whilst we're already doing as much as we can in terms of alleviating those queries for employees, you know, we have videos, we have guides, and we have little explanations next to each figure. Sometimes employees want an answer and to their questions, and we've already had a demo of how that can be used within Intelligent Payroll using that chatbot. So that's one really quick example. There's so many examples to go through, but again, it could be done similar to the employer side, where, you know, currently the employer will have a list of queries from employees and send them over to us for us to look through. We have a system that we're looking into that can basically answer their queries without us doing anything. So all the information is in the system, and let's say ChatGPT can decode that information and send that to the employer in a way where they can then pass that on to the employee.
Fantastic. So you've had a pretty high degree of pace of change in your business. What have you learned about yourself along the way?
Oh wow, that's a really good question, actually. But obviously, as a director, I'm sure you speak to many directors, Nick. Just being able to adapt to the challenges that are thrown, obviously from HMRC, constantly updating different rules, and the government changing, furlough schemes. You've got all the COVID SSP schemes, and just being able to adapt. Having the right team allows you to do that and be as agile to make sure you can adapt quickly and quicker than competitors. So we've really done that internally to make sure we can pivot quite quickly if we need to. Working under pressure, obviously with payroll, we're all under tight deadlines, and whilst we've got a system that alleviates a lot of that, it is the nature of the game, and just working under pressure and getting making sure clients remain happy. I think that's a lot I've learned. Finding the right people and trusting the right people. I think that's very key. To finish off with, surrounding yourself with the right team, the right partners, the right mentors, and ensuring that you've got that backing of people. What you're doing is correct. An entrepreneur, as I'm sure you know, will have 100 ideas, just bouncing. I've got a really good network where I can bounce ideas off on quite a few different things, but you might have an idea, think it's brilliant, but when you ask 10 other people, they'll think, no way. But then the flip side of that is kind of sticking to your guns as well, if you know it's going to work. So there's a bit of a balance there, but having the right people in place is absolutely key.
Great advice and great learnings, and thanks for sharing.
Perfect. Thanks, Mick. Thanks for your time.
All the best.